Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to walk through one of the most important journeys an immigrant can take, the path to becoming a U.S. citizen. We've designed this explainer to be your guide, breaking down what can feel like a really complex process into simple, clear steps. So, let's dive right in.
This quote really hits the nail on the head. It's so much more than just paperwork and legal hurdles, right? It's a deeply personal milestone. It's about years of commitment and finally putting down permanent roots in a place you call home.
All right, so here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the big picture, what this journey is all about. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of checking if you're eligible. After that, I'll walk you through the actual application, step by step, tell you about some common mistakes to watch out for, and we'll finish up by looking at what life is like on the other side as a U.S. citizen.
Okay, so first things first, it's really easy to get lost in all the forms and the rules. But I want you to think of this less like a daunting bureaucratic task and more like a structured path, a journey with clear signposts that leads to a very specific and rewarding destination.
So, where does any journey begin? At the starting line, of course. And that brings us to our next crucial part checking your eligibility. Before you do anything else, before you even think about filling out a form, you have to make sure you meet the basic requirements. This is absolutely non-negotiable. So here's the core checklist. You need to be at least 18 years old and a lawful permanent resident. Yep, that means a green card holder. You've also got to prove things like continuous residence and physical presence, which we'll get into. Plus, you have to demonstrate good moral character, pass your English and civics tests, and show that you support the principles of the Constitution. Now, this is a big one. These two terms, continuous residence and physical presence, sound kind of similar, but they are totally different and they trip a lot of people up. Just think of it like this. Continuous residence is about where your home base is. Physical presence is the literal number of days your feet have been on U.S. soil. You have to meet the requirements for both. For most people who apply, the first magic number to remember is 5. That's 5 years. You need to have been a green card holder with the U.S. as your primary home for that full 5-year period before you can even begin to apply. And within that 5-year window, there's another number you have to hit, 30 months. You must have been physically in the United States for at least 30 months total. This is exactly why it's so important to keep a perfect record of any travel you do outside the country. Every day counts. Okay, so you've double-checked everything, you meet all the requirements, and you're ready to go. Now what? Well, now we get into the how-to part of the journey. This is your step-by-step guide to the actual application process. It all breaks down into 5 main stages. First, you've got to prepare Form N-400. And trust me, you want to be incredibly careful here. Accuracy is everything. Then you file it. Next up is your biometrics appointment, where they'll take your fingerprints and photo for security checks. Step 4 is the big one for many people, the naturalization interview, where they'll test your English and civics knowledge. And finally, the best part, getting your decision and attending that oath ceremony. Now, we all want this journey to be as smooth as possible, right? So let's talk about how to avoid any unnecessary bumps in the road. Knowing the most common mistakes ahead of time is one of the best ways you can prevent frustrating and sometimes very long delays. So that begs the question, doesn't it? What are the things that most often slow this process down? What are the roadblocks that trip people up time and time again? And here they are, the usual suspects. Incomplete or just plain inaccurate forms are a huge one. Another biggie is not disclosing every single legal issue. We're talking even minor traffic tickets from years ago. Why? Because being transparent is key to proving that good moral character we mentioned. Also, too much travel can be a red flag. And of course, not preparing enough for the interview and tests. You've got to do your homework. All right, after all that hard work, we finally reached the destination. So let's talk about life as a U.S. citizen. This is the why. This is what it's all for. The rights, the responsibilities, and all the new doors that open once you complete this journey. And honestly, the benefits are a total game changer. You get the right to vote in federal elections, to have your voice heard. You get to travel on a U.S. passport. You get protection from deportation, which is an incredible peace of mind. Plus, it opens up new ways to help your family members immigrate and gives you access to certain federal jobs. These are truly life-changing benefits. So, to wrap it all up, it's just so important to remember this. This whole process is way more than just a legal checklist. It's a journey of real commitment and contribution. And the best part is, with careful preparation and a clear understanding of the steps, this goal is absolutely within your reach. So we'll end on this thought. Every single person's path is unique, but it all leads to the same incredible moment, becoming a part of the American story. So, the only question left is, are you ready to claim your place in it?